Hello and welcome to Rupal's Chatty Women. I apologise for not doing one a couple of weeks ago and not even telling you about it. So apologies in advance for that. You know how things get. But let me introduce you to my two guests today, my Chatty Women today on this beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon. Sandra Pollock and Dharma Rathod. They will explain who they are in a bit more detail, perhaps throughout the next 15 or 20 minutes. But I'd love your company, love your thoughts on the topics that we are going to be talking about. We're talking dreams, we're talking about looking after yourself, and we're talking about how to deal and how we deal with pressures of life in this day and age. They all kind of really flow into each other. Yeah. I wanted to start off the programme today. Don't forget, if you want to put comments below in the comment section, or the likes, the emoticons, if you want to hit those, tell us you're watching, tell us where you're watching from, then do that, okay? And make sure you share the video too. Absolutely. So I wanted to start off with something funny because, you know, life can be, we hear all the bad news in life all the time. Mustn't forget the mystery voice. Hello, mystery voice. Hello. Who's suffering a tad little bit today as well. She's got a bit of a cold and she thought she'd share it with us all. Very kindly.
Keep that
but
really.
I wanted to talk about something funny that made me absolutely laugh out loud yesterday morning, and that was dreams.
Yeah.
Now, I don't often remember my dreams, if I'm honest, but sometimes I do, and they're really vivid. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the dream that I had, and maybe talk about dreams in general.
Yeah.
So the dream I had yesterday morning, which actually I burst out laughing out loud too, was a dream about the job that I do, which is as a broadcast journalist, and being on a story here in Leicester. And it was related to George Clooney.
Oh, right.
So George Clooney was in town, and we were going to get an exclusive interview with George Clooney. And if anyone knows me, knows I'm quite a big fan of George Clooney. And he went to a temple. He was in a temple, and I actually knocked on this temple door and found George Clooney here in Leicester, and I managed to get a selfie with him. The story then continued. I'll try and keep it brief. The story then continued to finding out that he'd actually he had a thing with someone I knew.
Okay.
And that was supposed to be the exclusive. I don't say who this person was that he fathered a child to.
Oh,
wow. But I actually woke up laughing out loud to think that I had met George Clooney on an exclusive interview in a temple here in Leicester.
Okay.
And I just wanted to share that with everybody. But dreams, they are so strange, they are so vivid. I mean, what do you make of dreams, Dharma?
Dreams is you dream because of the experience you're having outside of your body, so in the day, and then things. So the thoughts go into your consciousness, don't they? And then you sort of, it all mixes up, and it's like you're trying to tell yourself something, but what are you trying to tell yourself? And it comes out in the most,
bizarre ways.
Yeah, most imaginative way.
Yes.
Possible.
I mean, scientists would say that the dream, when you're asleep, the brain sort of makes sense of and files away all of your activities, your experiences that you have had and done during the day, and does try to make sense of it. So that's one side of it. But I am a strong believer. I dream a lot. I dream all the time, and my dreams always prepare me and tell me not only why I'm going through things or what I need to sort out with a particular issue, helps me to answer questions, and if I'm going to have a particular day, and especially if it's going to be a difficult day, I will have a dream that will prepare me for that day.
Wow.
So, I go by my dreams a lot, all the time.
You were talking about your son, weren't you?
Yeah.
Your son had a dream about spiders.
Yeah, so like we had an experience. We went for a nature walk. We encountered some spiders and baby spiders. But then also, out of the blue, he just had this dream, and he told me, "I can't tell you, Mummy." And then I said, "Tell me." And then he told me, and it was very vivid. He had a dream. There was this big, hairy tarantula. It was a tarantula, and then it had all these babies, and they're all coming out. So I was like, "Oh, well, what does that mean? Like, as a mom, I was like, what do I do with that? So I got this dream book from a charity shop. I looked up what it means, dreaming about spiders. And it made me sort of realise that there are changes going on in his life. He's just from reception gone to year 1. And so, you know, there's a lot going on in his life. And it's hard for me to empathise with him. But the interpretation was quite sort of matched what was going on. The changes is happening, so I could just I could be a bit more compassionate to him and just be there for him in that way. But it's weird that you dream every day. I never dream. I rarely dream, and if I dream, it means like there's something going on. So I once had a dream that it was very vivid. My teeth were falling out, and I'm not joking. I think I woke up and I was like, oh my God, like literally my teeth were falling out. They're falling out into my hands. I could feel the teeth. I could see the blood. And I woke up and I had to check the bedding to see if there was blood anywhere. I literally checked the bedding, checked my mouth. I was like, oh, my teeth are there. What does this mean? So I never dream. And I had this such vivid dream. I looked it up, and the interpretation again that I was given did relate to the sort of emotions and the situation that was going on. And so it just helped me cope with it a little bit better.
So kind of, you know, relating to our subconscious mind and what's going on in our reality. And we'll talk a bit more about that. But Mystery Voice, have we got any viewers for a start?
Yes, we've got Hitesh Patel,
Hi, Hitesh.
Rishi Chowdhury and Bobby Mabel.
Good to have you on board. And do tell us about some of the dreams perhaps that you've had. I think every topic that we're talking about today is kind of interlinked in some respects or another. Talking about sort of the pressures that we all have to deal with in life, and the dreams, they all come out in some shape or form. But how do you, on a sort of normal basis, Sandra, sort of deal with sort of everyday pressure? Are you one of these people that kind of, you know, it attacks it head on, or do you kind of go, do you know what, I'll deal with that issue later? Because we have so many pressures,
I mean, a little bit of both. And I talk a lot in my practice and what I do about developing good habits. So because my life, I'm naturally a person that runs at 150 miles an hour 24/7. I just always have a lot on.
Because you're a businesswoman, you're involved in lots of different projects,
lots of different things, and lots of projects and things, and that is just the way I am. I'd be bored if I wasn't. So I do have to, and I've had to design a way of life that will help me to approach and to deal with that. So good habits. So you wouldn't be surprised to know that I meditate. I have a gratitude diary that I do every day. I spend time in quiet. I spend time in honesty, which is a huge one. We don't have enough time to think about that. So there are things that I do every single day or every week that helps me balance. And I go for a walk. I walk a lot, and that helps me physically. I'm not an exercise person. That's the most boring thing in the earth for me. But walking, where I can appreciate nature, and I do that. So in order to deal with my chaotic life, some people, I have good habits, and I stick to those, and I find that when I don't stick with those, I can't manage.
Dharma,
That's interesting.
What about you? How do you deal with the pressures of life?
So if I say to you, okay, how did you deal with it before? When I was younger, I was, you know, a lot more naive, but also like my easy way would be run away, disconnect. So if I was having issues, say for example on Facebook, I'd just disconnect from it. Now what I've realised is that if there's a challenge, it's a challenge for a reason, because if I don't deal with it, it's going to come back in my life, and it's going to come back in my life again until I face it.
Absolutely.
So I now, like, there's a book called Eat My Frog. So you know this.
Eat My Frog.
So deal with it. Like now, and in work, at home, my relationships with friends and family, it's so much more better, because at that time, you don't have to deal with it there and then, but you consciously deal with it. So you go, okay, I'm not going to run away from this. How can I make it better next time? How can I make it better next time? And slowly
and also I believe that things happen to us to teach us, so that we can learn about ourselves, not about other people, about ourselves. So that idea of thinking, okay, I don't know what to do now, but acknowledging that this is something that will help me to grow, or help me to learn about me and to change me for the better, is a perfect start.
Don't you think sometimes it's easier not to deal with something, and to kind of maybe deal with it when you're feeling a little bit stronger? Because I have to say, I think I'm one of these people that kind of tries to deal with things, but I don't do it successfully all the time because it's quite hard sometimes.
We didn't say it was successful all the time.
And sometimes you think, you know what, I'm going to park that problem,
absolutely.
I'm going to park that issue for a little longer because I'm not ready mentally, physically, whatever, to deal with said thing.
Yeah, that's perfect. The point is that you've made a conscious decision to park it. You've not pushed it away and say, I'm never going to deal with it. Yeah. You're saying, I'm not ready now. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm not in the right frame of mind. So I'm going to set it aside until. That's the difference. Some people, there's avoidance and there's parking.
Yeah. You've set it aside, which means
absolutely.
you want to deal with it, which means subconsciously that time will come. You'll become ready for it at
absolutely.
some point.
Mystery Voice?
I'd just like to say, we've just had Mike and Annie join us.
Hello.
But I'm also thinking in terms of, when you talk about the subconscious, but what about the heart? Because the heart is the place where we feel things, and it's the feelings, and that's where we understand, not the head. And often, and I think in this society we are pushed to think rather than
and
to
feel.
And we need to do both of them because they have to work in tandem. We've been given both of them.
Yes, I agree.
There are people, that can't deal with it, that can't quite cope and don't know what to do to cope with those situations, to a point where their mental health suffers as a result of it, because they feel that they can't talk to somebody. Other people don't understand. What? I mean, you're kind of, Dharma, really into sort of Reiki and meditation. Well, you both are.
Yes, yeah.
What sort of would you say to somebody in that sort of situation?
I think
they feel slightly overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. And I think in our Western society, when people don't, it's I don't know how. It's not that they don't want to. It's that they don't know how and they don't know who to go to. And also we have this idea that to ask for help is a sign of weakness. So to counter that, realise that we all need help and ask for help, really.
Asking for help is actually a strength. If you believe in yourself and if you ask for help, that's a strength quality.
So what stage in your life do you think, Dharma, things changed for you and you thought, actually, I need to deal with my life rather than running away from these issues?
For me personally, I was then going in a cycle. So I don't know if any, but I started to run away from things and the same problems happened again, but they seem to get worse and worse. And they seem to escalate. So almost like you then push to a point where it's breaking point, and you then have to make a decision. I think sometimes some people have to be pushed to that breaking point. Sometimes you realise a lot earlier on. What I realise, everybody has their own path, right? So before I used to be very forceful, like, oh, do this, it's really good for you, do it. And if you don't, it's like, oh, my heart's broken. But it's like, you're not ready for it.
Yes,
you'll be ready for it when you're ready for it. And everybody has their own unique individual path. You can only do the best by yourself. And again, it's like, even in work, there's a lot of things, a lot of people, they can't be where they want to in work because they're focusing on everything else around them. Just focus on yourself. It's simple. Just strip all the complications away. Because as humans, we want to overcomplicate things because then we feel intellectual
and in control.
And to be honest, life is simple. Just simplify it.
It is.
My life is so simple.
We worry so much, don't we, about what other people think and what other people are going to say. Maybe you're listening to this and you're in that situation yourself, and you've got a comment that you'd like to share with us, then please do so. Mystery Voice, any more thoughts? People watching, hopefully, wherever you're watching, let us know and make sure you share the post to all your family, all your friends, and if you are watching in silence, because I know a lot of people do. It's amazing the amount of people that watch in silence and don't want to contribute at the time. Fair play. Bit of a thumbs up maybe, or something like that, just to know that you are there. Which then kind of leads on everything we've kind of been talking about. Some people do it successfully, I think, dealing with pressures of life, and others need help in terms of whether that's talking therapies, for instance, whether that's medication or whether they go down the route of meditation and those sorts of things. Dharma, I want to sort of really end today's program with something that you sort of regularly do. I remember you, because we've been friends for a long time, and on Facebook you started up sort of doing Facebook Lives, of doing sort of morning exercises, and this was because I remember a post that you'd put up saying that you were really poorly, you'd had this really bad chest infection.
It was so bad.
And you just could not get rid of it.
I couldn't shift it. And I was like, why can't I just shift it? Normally I get ill, I could just overcome it, how X, Y, and Z. And I couldn't. I tried every trick in the book. And to be honest, it's like when you get ill, or if you have I've suffered from migraines from a very young age, like literally missed days where I've slept through because of the migraine. And it's when I found out when you have migraine, your energy goes like this and goes vroom, straight into the ground. So all your energy is drained out of you, misses all your vital parts of the body. Energy moves in this way naturally. And just because we agree that just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There's now more science and evidence around it. But so I discovered Donna Eden, and you can all YouTube her story, and she gives all these tools and techniques on YouTube, no charge. And I learned all this sort of energy, and that about EFT and different meridians.
Explain for anyone that doesn't know what EFT is. EFT.
Go on,
Now you put me on the spot.
I know. But it's basically like we have a meridian system, so we have chakras.
Yes.
We all know about chakras, but then we also have we have 7 or 8
energy
different
frequencies.
Yeah.
We've forgotten what EFT stands for.
Yes, I
have forgotten what EFT stands for.
Yes.
So if you are watching,
tell us what it stands for.
That's a good question to know, actually.
especially Josh, especially Hitesh, if you are watching, what does EFT stands for? I've forgotten something technique.
Yes.
Something technique.
Why is it gone
Electrofrequency technique or something.
It's something like that. But
It's
what
something
is
like
it?
that, yeah.
You know,
It doesn't matter what it stands for. What we
I'm
know
just
is
curious.
that there are the pressure points. We know about acupressure. We know about chi and energy, and it's where it flows. And it's like taps, little taps in your body.
You can touch. You can touch in certain ways that will let the energy flow through.
That's
you.
what it's
And I mean,
about.
science says we are all energy. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
So if you don't understand this, that's a good starting point. And because we are in this physical form, the energy flows through this physical form in certain ways. So there are meridians, chakras, all of those things. So understanding that those energies can get blocked, and they can get blocked by our thinking, our decision making, things that happen to us and how we deal with them.
Yeah,
interactions, absolutely. Yeah. So like migraine, as you were saying, it could be an energy blockage in a certain way. So the energy isn't flowing through your body, it's flowing out in different ways. So understanding those and we're talking about getting help and not being afraid to actually go and have a chat with somebody, explore, but you've got nothing to lose by going to explore and learning about something that may or may not be for you, may or may not help you. Yeah.
Right, so Dharma, we are going to end this programme. any last comments before, any last thoughts? Okay, do this with us, okay? We're going to just do the sitting down
We'll do
part,
the sitting down one,
just because it's technically easier for us, but Dharma does a full-on thing, and no doubt
I'll make it short, but
follow
we'll make it
her.
even
She's
quicker.
Dharmista Rathod on Facebook, all right? And you can watch her videos and all that kind of stuff. So tell us what you're doing and why you're doing it.
So first you're going to start doing tapping on your cheekbones. There are main blockages of like energy into it. We're going to start to get it flowing from the top downwards. And then we're going to do tapping on your collarbone. So just feel where your bone is and tap. And you can tap as hard or soft as you want. And then here, just below your breastbone or the sort of the end of your rib cage, we're going to tap. And now the important thing is to breathe.
All right, okay.
So everyone take some deep breath. And now we're going to left arm, right shoulder, because your energies cross over. So we want to cross them over. Make sure they're crossing over as they should. And press down and push across your body. Press down and push across.
Okay. And what's this doing?
This is crossing your energies over. So as I said, it could be flowing straight down, or as Sandra said, it could be going horizontally. We want to make sure it's flowing the right way, because all our interactions, thoughts, changes the energy. Okay. So we want to get it back how it should be, the pattern. And now we're just going to finish off. So ever you feel stressed, or in whatever situation or wherever you are, you feel tension and you feel like, just do this. So there's meridians all across your head here. Go from the front all the way to the back. We're going to push and push as hard as you can and stretch it apart. When you get to your temples, shake it down to the ground.
That feels good. That feels really good.
And take a deep breath as you do it. So, like that. And you will just, the mystery voice nearly fell asleep. But you...
Look, if you want to see the full version of this, Dharma,
feels
do you know
great.
what? I think maybe we'll record a special one after this program, and then I will put it on my YouTube channel along with this Chatty Women. What do you reckon? We'll do that
idea.
especially for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dharma won't mind doing a special one for us.
Brilliant.
So thank you so much. Lots of love hearts, lots of likes and loves. Thank you for that. She's brilliant. They're both brilliant. So is the Chatty, sort of the mystery voice. Who's feeling rather poorly today. Thank you so much for your company. We shall, I promise you, 2 weeks' time, do this again. Thank you in the meantime, Sandra. Thank you, Dharma.
Bless you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 3 thumps. So thump your cheekbones and take a deep breath. Now your collarbone. Remember to breathe. That's so important. Take it in the new air, thumping it, clearing it, and now the breastbone. So just
under
there.
here.
Yeah. And now we're going to cross over the energy. So left arm, right shoulder, and push down and swoop it across. So push down, swoop it across. We're getting the energies to cross over as they should do. This is the natural way the energy moves. And now to finish off the crossing over, we're going to left arm, left leg, cross over. So so actually this way. So that's it, like that. And your leg as well. So if you can, just bring that over.
Right, yes.
Bring it towards your body, because it's. And then take a deep breath. And just breathe it out a few times, and we're going to do it to the other side. Yeah, that's it. Now we're going to bring our arms down over our heads. Put your hands into a triangle. Put your thumbs on your third eye, and breathe through your hands. So take a deep breath. Now we're going to bring our fingers into our heads like this. That's it. Push in and pull all that tension away from you and shake it into the ground. We shake it into the ground because we don't want to give that stress, tension to anybody else, but the earth will take it and regenerate it. So that's the safest place we can give it to. And then we're going to do this all the way across our head. So if your head is not in a pony or something, push in and go across. Push, go across, all the way across your head, all the way to the back of your neck. So push and shake it off, and then here to your neck. And then here, put your hands on your shoulder, push down and bring it to your heart. So you're transforming stress into love energy. And take a deep breath and feel the love. Right, that's it. And now what we're going to do is, if you can, so if you don't have back problems, bend over. So bend down as far as you can, you're able to, and stretch. Because you're giving back to the earth good energy. And this is important. You're going to roll your energy. So there's 2 ways. You can roll your energy up, or you can snake it up. So whatever you feel is what you need. And then bring it over your aura and down, and you'll feel your energy bubble become calm and positive. The last 2 things, we're going to just do a hook up. So we have this energy bar from here to your top lip.
Right.
So no further than top lip. Create your affirmation. So mine is always generally the one I go to is, I want to do good for myself and others around me. So I'll say that. And you say, do you have one?
Yes.
Can we share yours today?
Yes, so
Okay.
mine is that the highest good for me and everybody else involved in my life.
I love that. So the highest good for me
Good for
and
me,
everybody else around me.
everyone
So
else.
top lip, zip it, lock it, throw away the key. Because you want to lock all that good energy that we've just done in. So
It's good for myself and everybody else in my life.
there you go. And then the last thing is just hook up. So your belly button, if you find where that is, and your third eye, you're just hooking yourself up to the universal energy. So
like that.
push in and pull up. And take deep breaths. Sometimes some people feel like a click in place. Sometimes you won't feel anything if it feels uncomfortable. Just, move where it doesn't. And that's it. And they're done. So namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra Pollock.
Namaste.
Thank you, Rupal. Have a great day.